drove it to my shop today. Might clean up some of this if I get a chance today. Getting some data logs. Just cruising around. Started cleaning up some of the wiring today. I had some wiring under here to clean up. Didn't get a whole lot done. I had actual work to do today, but air fuel's getting a little better. Oil pressure is decent. Could be better, but it's decent. Everything else seems solid. Seems to be doing good. I'll have to review that camera footage and the log, but seems to be pretty happy. Hired a tuner I found on the Terminator page. I'm gonna have him go over the tune because, to be honest, I don't quite know what I'm doing with that, and that can create some major issues. So I'm gonna let him do his thing here. He's gonna go over and get me a good bass tune for idle and stuff like that, and hopefully he can get it good enough. I've been driving it, so I know it's good enough to drive. It's not been going too lean or too rich or anything. It's been hovering pretty good. But I have him go over it a little bit. And we have a helicopter flying right over us for some reason. But I'm gonna let him do his thing and get back with you guys in a few. All right, we're back with kind of bad news. I noticed the oil pressure was dropping a little bit when I was on my ride home. And the tuner that I hired, he was messing with it, and he actually called me and said, yo, your oil pressure is like really low. It was like 5 pounds. He told me to shut it off. He was remotely tuning it. I had him on TeamViewer. So we shut it off. He tidied up the tune a little bit. You know, it was pig rich. So I don't know if you're able to see it kind of running there, but it's almost like water. There's no viscosity left to it all. So I think it got fueled down. He kind of said that too, that it's possible it's either that or the O-ring. It's not knocking, and it had good oil pressure, you know, until I've driven it a couple times. So I am suspecting it's fueled down. At least I'm hoping so. You know, because I don't want to take the engine back apart. And I really don't hope, you know, I really hope it didn't hurt a bearing or something. But, so as soon as I found that, I whipped it in the garage, drained the oil, pulled the oil filter off, et cetera, et cetera. I put a rag down, so that way hopefully I can see bearing material if there is any. I don't see any flakes though. You know, let's grab a flashlight. We'll find out together, because I haven't looked at it with a flashlight yet. So if it's glittery, then we got problems. I actually don't see any bearing material. I mean, yeah, I think it looks good actually. All right, so that's good news. You can see it's like water. It's just going right through this rag too. There's a little bit holding there, but that's honestly probably in the oil drain. So I think that's my issue. I think it just got hot enough and got enough fuel in it. Because when I was driving home from my shop, it dropped the oil pressure. I came to a stoplight. It had good oil pressure when I took off. That's one thing I always keep an eye on. It had about 30 pounds at idle at full temp. I just realized I lost a nut right there. I must have never tightened it. That's nice. Anyways, had 30 pounds of oil pressure at idle, at temp. I came to one stoplight. I noticed it was like 20, which is lower than it normally is. You know, that kind of caught my eye, but it still wasn't terrible. So I was like, nah, maybe the oil's a little hot, because I was ripping on it a little bit today. And then a couple stoplights down, maybe 2 miles down the street, I noticed it was at 6 pounds, because it was lighting up, you know, on the Holly, it lights up yellow. And it goes red anything below 5 pounds. So I knew I had an issue then. So I kept the RPM. And as soon as I touch the RPM, it would go up to 30 pounds of oil pressure. So I'm really hoping this is the problem. I think it is. I mean, obviously, if your oil is like water, it's not going to make good pressure. It's going to have some viscosity to it. So unfortunately, it's a little too late now. My parts store is closed. I will be back in the morning. And hopefully we'll find out. See you guys.